I can't even begin to explain the level of frustration I'm feeling right now. It cut me off. It stopped my recording and it wouldn't turn on. Woo! I really need to express how angry I feel about this control of my technology from outside. I don't want something changed in my computer, laptop, or phone every 2 weeks. I want everything to stay the same as when I bought it. This is why I bought these things. And I don't even know where I was. But my point of what I was saying, I can't start everything from the beginning because I spoke a bit. My point was that, this kind of helplessness that I'm feeling at the moment is not something that I'm enjoying very much, because I'm not a helpless being and none of us is. And this is the same kind of energy that I was feeling from what I was speaking, when you're bombarded with images of how you're supposed to look, and especially if you are some kind of sent this information that you're supposed to look like your higher self. I mean, you might never look like your higher self. Your personality and your image might differ a lot from your higher self, and your higher self, your soul should shine through your heart. And if this is what I was speaking about, if I don't feel like, if I've connected enough with my higher self and I don't feel that this is recognized from me or is being suppressed in me, I don't feel well. And then I feel constantly like I have to prove myself in some other areas where, and it's pointless, and the efforts are so, they're so fruitless. We're supposed to be feeling okay in our bodies, and loving our bodies and loving our life, but not using them as sales pitch. And we're directed to do exactly that, and it does make me angry. Nothing that I do will enhance the number of my followers, because if somebody is not ready to do a session with me and connect with their soul, there's nothing in the world that I can do. I don't have all that many followers. I never worked on it. I never wanted to work on it, because when somebody comes for a session, I know what happens there and I know who brings them there, and it's generally not a marketing agenda, and it's their higher self and it's their guides, and it doesn't really matter how they found out about me. So the only thing that I didn't do to make myself more visible in online world is take off my clothes, and this is something that I'm not gonna do. And I don't like marketing pitches and stuff like that, especially for connecting with the soul, because somehow I started feeling as if this is a prostitution of spirituality, and I honestly don't know. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to offend anybody. You can take off your clothes as much as you want, but I honestly don't know what kind of audience are you attracting there. Yeah, of course, if you work with the body and if you are helping people be healthy, that kind of makes a bit of sense. But they will offer certain things. They will want certain things. Even when I was not offering that, they would come and, when I say I'm a therapist, they would think that I am offering them certain kinds of massages, and that's downgrading, and it's somehow implies trading love and trading spirituality and energy for what? And besides of making me feel insecure and everything that I said wrapped up in nice words and in nice things, this is how I actually feel. And I just, I have this beam here that it's I usually have it when it's technology block and a matrix block, and I will want to go in a battle with somebody then, and there's nobody that I can actually just, so I don't know what would I do. Point being is that it makes me feel so insecure And it makes me act like somebody who I really am not. I cannot express my love, and I cannot express myself. And as if it is not enough, that maybe you cannot ever completely ground your entire soul on your entire energy because you're a large soul. Then you have all this coming at you that is blocking you and trying to prevent you from downloading even a little bit, and wanting to control you, wanting to direct you in certain ways, and act so that you act in certain ways and go in certain directions, being everything that you are not. And I resent that. I have the need to do something about it. This is why I come here, and this is why I share. And I'm not that kind of person. I'd rather live in a house next to a lake or near the forest, and not having to ever do this and come outside like this so that people can judge my appearance, my what I say, how fresh I look, how I verbalize, or how intellectual I am, or whatever, how spiritual I am. Because people do that, and you don't know how many times have I been just thrown this at me, to the point where somebody comes and just, I have this constantly like battling with me, even from some of my clients who want to come in afterwards, although we do a session, and I put my everything. I sit for 7 hours with somebody in a session, and I don't charge by the hour. And afterwards, that I have some of them trying to compete with me in who is more spiritual and has more talents. Like I end up sometimes in my relationships, and that's the last thing in the world that I want to do. And I don't want to have to be competing with somebody for somebody's attention, or who's more pretty. I don't want to be ever exchanged for every younger model, because I'm not a car, and nobody is. And I don't want to be having to feel this way, and the society and everything that is coming at us is making us feel this way. I even had, nobody knows where I'm coming from and what happened to me this throughout the day, and I still come and share something with you, and then I get a message, oh, you didn't look that good tonight. Maybe my grandmother died. Maybe I had workers all day in my house. Maybe my brother is not okay. Maybe, God knows what. And this is not why I'm here. And that's, it's pulsing. But that is what it comes down to. And I don't know how I came here from relationships and stuff like that. And point being that it's the same kind of feeling, not living up, not measuring up, not being somebody who is with prescribed measures and fitting in this society. I don't want to fit in this society. I want to be exactly as I am. I don't want to be somebody else. I don't want to perform like everybody else. I don't want to do sales pitches like everybody else. I don't want to do workshops like everybody else. I want to do my thing. I want to channel my own information and my own source, and I want it to shine through me and touch you and touch your heart. This is what I've been doing since day one, and it worked. And it helped you, and it lifted you up. And that's all I want to do. I don't want to be somebody else. But I'm constantly being pushed to be somebody else and look like somebody else. As if it is not enough that I know how I look in other dimensions. And this vessel is not quite like that. Although I've changed a lot. So I'm finding myself looking in the mirror and how many wrinkles that I have, and how much gray hair, because in this being old as I am, you should possibly be a grandma, and I don't feel like that. I feel young. So I want to be who I am. I don't have anything against, perfecting yourself and taking care of yourself and nurturing yourself and using a little bit of aids for that. But I don't want to be constantly pressured as constantly being somebody else and competing and grabbing somebody's attention, whether that's a follower or a client or, I resent that. I want to be recognized and I want to be seen for who I am. I know my clients do. This is why they come, but I'm also speaking about relationships. I do what my soul feels I should do. Yes, I feel insecure sometimes because I'm only human and it's only natural. And there's nothing wrong with it as long as you recognize it and own it. But as for heart connections, I want to be recognized and I want to be offered what I offer too. I deserve unconditional love and unconditional acceptance too, like any woman does. And there's always somehow these expectations from women that they should accept a man exactly for who he is. And even if he's a complete jerk and beats her up, she's to put up with it and accept all this. This is what I meant when I mentioned my, issues from my ancestry. And no, I don't have to. And I didn't. But I still feel pressured and as if there is something wrong with me because I didn't want to put up with that. I want to be loved and, recognized. And I, maybe my standards are too high, but I offer a lot. And I offer a whole lot of love because I'm very loyal and I can stick around with a whole lot of shit too when I want to uplift somebody. But when I'm done and then I'm done, maybe somebody doesn't change. That doesn't mean that I'm not accepting somebody from who he really is, but because I see the potential and I accept somebody for who he really is, I stick around and I accept the same because it's always as if somebody doesn't see my potential or tries to compete with me or to stifle my flames, and even it doesn't fan them or dim my spark because of that. And that's not okay. This is not what I want from anybody, and this is not what I've been feeling lately from men. I've been feeling it from all over, and it's on all of us, not only me. And we should be burning brightly from inside. And this is all we should offer to each other, especially in relationships. And it's not been happening lately at all. And I'm looking for a divine partnership, divine connection. And, sadly, there haven't been much men who can understand me, especially in this area around here. So that's been a point of pain for me. And point where my faith actually breaks because I feel as if I have been left behind. Although my divine counterpart might not even be incarnate or be walking or just goes in and out, I don't know. Although I know that and I'm very aware that still sometimes I have these kind of feelings because, I'm human. I'm only human. And I don't want to trade who I am. And I don't want to betray who I am. And I have been pressured. Many people have been feeling like this in different ways. But I've been feeling this in this area. And to give up on what I do, on this work. Because lately it hasn't been going on so well because of the circumstances that we're all in. And I want to be true to myself. And I want to be true to myself in all areas of my life. And I've been working a lot on myself externally and internally too. And my work, internal work, shows, because I don't think I'm all that bad, and I look all that bad. But still, somehow in these areas, I feel like this small, because I don't have the right answer for the love for my soul. And we all want to be seen for who we are, and accepted and acknowledged for who we are in a relationship. All we actually need in a relationship is from somebody to love us. And because I'm speaking mostly to women, yes, men too, but the only thing that you need from a man is to love you, because he will do anything for you then. And there is no big theory around it. What we can't accept sometimes is that some people are not